What's up, you guys? Mike here. Let's go over what everybody wants today. It's the holy grail of business, financial independence, and investing. And that is none other than passive income. It's the dream come true to go to sleep the night before and wake up with more money without doing any work. When you start out, it really doesn't matter how much you make. The excitement truly comes when you make that first $1,000 passively. Then you become totally hooked on it and you'll do everything you can to keep that growing over time. This way, your money works for you rather than you working for money itself. Here are a few ways where you could start with just $1,000 and start earning passive income immediately. All of these ideas you should actually do because they are super easy and practical, and none of them are brand new ideas that you have to come up with yourself. Before you start, let me set your expectation. Don't be expecting to be making Lambo or Ferrari money with just $1,000 of passive income investment. Nothing is ever too good to be true. It's not about doubling your money every single month with passive income or making insane killing amount of money overnight. Following these is just to get you started on a small scale to help build over time. Plus, once you get started with that small amount of passive income without actually ever working for it, you'll be so hooked and excited that you'll stick with it for long term, and you'll also be smashing that like button if you haven't already. With that said, let's get it started without any further delay. The first method is the most common and easiest method to do, and that is going and buying dividend stocks. So here's how this one works. Anytime you go buy a stock, you're pretty much gaining a small ownership of that company. For example, let's say you go buy one share of Microsoft. That's like owning one out of like 4.6 billionth of Microsoft. In exchange of owning one share of Microsoft, you're entitled to some of their earnings, which are paid out every 3 months. In this case, Microsoft pays out 1.28% annually. So that means for every $100 you invest, they'll give you $2.04 every single year in passive income. Now, this might not sound like a lot of money, but you will make this without ever doing anything. Plus, there's the expectation that the company is going to do well and grow and make you capital gains on top of that. This is why a lot of investors buy dividend stocks, because they get paid 4 times a year, plus they make money on top of the stock growing as well. Let's say you go buy $1,000 worth of shares of Microsoft stock. From that, you make a dividend return of $12.80 every single year for that passive income choice you made. Also, let's say that stock went up by 10%. You just made an additional $100 without ever actually doing anything and only putting $1,000 on Microsoft and just waiting for that passive income to come in every single year. Although if the stock goes down, you could lose money on paper as well. However, majority of these companies will pay regardless of where their stock price is at. So you could always count on that passive income coming in 4 times a year. When it comes to dividend stocks, there are no shortages of varying degrees of return to choose from. For example, Coca-Cola pays out 2.9% annually. Bank of America pays out 2.07% annually. Johnson & Johnson's pays 2.63% annually. Pepsi pays out 3.03% annually. And AT&T pays out 5.22% annually every year through their dividends. So for every $1,000 that you invest, you can roughly get around $20 to $60 in passive income every year by absolutely doing no work through dividends. Again, this isn't any Lambo or Ferrari money or money you could go ball at the club every night. This is just to get you started in passive income. But if you do own enough shares in dividend stocks, you'll never have to work again in the future. Honestly, it's really great to make just about 20 cents a day from $1,000 just without doing any active work. By the way, speaking of stocks, one thing I did was get 2 free stocks from WeBull. Just one by signing up to use their platform, and the second one by making any amount in deposit. It could be $1, $5, any amount, and you can get 2 free stocks, and it's valued up to $1,400. So you could pretty much get an Apple, Microsoft, or anything like that, or anything worth up to $1,400 in stock. Also, Robinhood gives out a free stock. Link in description below for both of them. If you want a free stock from Robinhood, link there. If you want 2 free stocks from WeBull, link there as well. I know you guys like free stuff. I like free stuff. So if you want free stocks from the stock market, feel free to use my links in the description below. One more thing I like to add, and that is these are best to do in a 401k or a Roth IRA account. That way you're minimizing your taxes and at the same time maximizing your returns in your own pocket. And you know that's what my channel is all about. So here's a little glimpse of my Robinhood account. These are all the dividend stocks that I own. I just want to let you guys know that I actually do practice what I preach. I buy stocks that I know are undervalued or I know that are low prices and they're going to grow over time. And I get paid dividends at the same time. So I just want to let you know, I do preach what I say. And I want you guys to do the same because there's a bunch of free money out there in dividends. And I really hope you guys get paid as well. So good luck, buy some. And without any further ado, let's continue to number 2. The second method of passive income, which I do myself, is through index funds. An index fund is a collection of stocks or companies that you could buy into. That way you have a small percentage of everything. Instead of going and buying every top 500 performing stock on the market, which is gonna cost you a fortune, you just go buy one index fund that pretty much covers everything. That way you get a diversification of buying everything without physically actually needing to buy each individual stock. The best part about these is that they tend to perform better than going and buying individual stocks picked by individual investors. And you guessed it, they do pay you in dividends every year. For example, let's take VOO, which is Vanguard's S&P 500, which pays out a dividend yield of 1.88% annually. And on top of this, the stock price tends to increase by 6 to 8% annually. Or you can go for a higher dividend index fund called VYM, which is also another Vanguard index fund that pays 2.53% yield annually. That's $25 in passive income every single year for every $1,000 you invest that you do no work for at all. Just note that the dividend is not your only profit. Your main profit is the value of the index fund growing for you over time. If you look at the past performances on average, you have a 6 to 8% return annually. And that is the average in the last 10 years. I personally like index funds because they are a lot more diversified, they're a lot safer, they're very consistent, and they don't cost as much money either. Also, they tend to perform way better than professional hedge fund managers. Plus, even Warren Buffett recommends index funds over picking individual stocks. This is where I put my money when I'm not investing it in real estate. The third way to make passive income is to invest in one of my favorites known as REITs, which stand for Real Estate Investment Trusts. Just like how you could go buy stocks of individual companies, think of it in a way as buying a stock in a property. REITs pull money from investors and go buy properties in selective categories such as shopping centers, restaurants, medical office buildings, apartment complexes, or even office space buildings. And what they do is they pay out a percentage of their profit in the form of dividends. Which means you could be a small owner of a portfolio of real estate without ever actually having to manage any of it. You don't have to deal with any tenants, fix up any damages, or anything with the property. All you do is buy the REIT and get paid. Here are a few examples of REITs such as AGNC Investments, Oxford Lane Capital, Prospect Capital, as well as Realty Income Corp. Realty Income Corp is actually known as the monthly dividend stock. It's one of the best dividend REITs to own. It owns 5,800 properties in 49 different locations, and they have a payout ratio of 3.68% annual dividend. Also, you know I'm going to be telling you about the index fund version of the REIT, which tracks a whole bunch of them. That way, you have a safety net in there as well. You have the Vanguard version VNQ index fund, which pays about a 4% dividend. The only downside to this is that you can't go ahead and leverage your money like the way you can when you go buy real estate in your own name. You're also not able to get that tax benefit of owning real estate and writing everything off. However, there is no barrier to entry like there is in real estate, and anyone can pretty much do it. All you have to do is have the money to buy the stock. Now you can go tell your friends that you are part owner in real estate with just as little as $100. Again, you can make $20 to $60 per year in passive income with a $1,000 investment by just buying REITs. Just know that dividends are taxed as ordinary income. That's why it's really best to hold these in a 401k or Roth IRA account. That way, you're minimizing your taxes. Fourth way to make passive income with $1,000 is to look into bonds. No, not that bond, but this bond. Bonds are a popular choice when there is skepticism in the stock market. If you don't know what a bond is, here is your answer. Companies, states, governments, etc. will give you a chance to invest in them. And if you give them that loan, they'll pay you back with interest. They set the terms of the loan, and it's up to you if you want to invest in them or not. Bonds have a maturity date, which means that's the length of the loan before someone else pays you back with interest, which can vary from a few months to a few years or even decades. The good thing about bonds is that they are very safe, stable, and you know exactly how much you're going to get it paid by the time the loan matures. If you go invest in a state or government bond, the chances of them not paying you back is not going to happen. And if that does happen, we have huge problems. When you go and invest in companies and bonds, it could be a lot more riskier because at any time that company can go bankrupt. That's why they tend to pay you more in interest than the government bonds would. If it was me, I would go invest in a bond in an index fund. Like the Vanguard VBMFX Total Bond Market Fund, which pays 2.66% annually, and you get a very safe, stable return without worrying too much on stock market fluctuation or price. You also have this one, VBTLX, I can't say it, which pays 2.8% annually. These are small returns compared to other options, but they are very safe, have stable returns, and the value can go up over time. Most investment portfolios should keep some bonds in them, even if it's just 5 to 10% for stability. That way, in a downturn, you have some liquidity to go sell the bonds if it does happen. You know I saved the best one for last. Now this one will take some work on your end, but if you put in the time and the work, the returns can be unlimited. The best way to make passive income is to invest $1,000 into yourself. You have various options to choose from for this one, such as buying online courses for investment, buying and reading books, or watching videos online, or you could do it all for free, watching my videos and smashing the like button if you haven't already. This is going to give you the best returns for your money. Anytime you invest in yourself, you can't lose. By investing $1,000 into yourself, you will gain the knowledge to know how to invest, save, and think like the 1%. Here are a few books that I found extremely valuable and enriched my life, such as Think and Grow Rich, The Intelligent Investor, One Up on Wall Street, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and one of the most influential and helpful book that I found was How to Win Friends and Influence People. I'll put these in the description box below so you could check them out anytime. Thanks for watching my videos. As always, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so YouTube could alert you when my next videos come out. Also, if you want me to make any more videos in the future on passive income, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram. I pretty much post there daily, so if you want to be part of that, feel free to add me there. Also, WeBull is giving out 2 free stocks. So if you want 2 free stocks from the stock market, make sure to check my link in the description below. They give you one for just signing up, and a second one for making any amount in deposit. It could be like $5 or $10. Any amount, they'll give you a second stock worth up to $1,400. Also, Robinhood is giving out a free stock. So if you want another free stock from Robinhood, make sure to check my link in the description below for those 2. Also, Robinhood has a cash management debit account that gives you a 1.8% APY. It's better than any checking account, and a lot of savings account in any banks out there don't even match that 1.8%. So if you want that, make sure to check out Robinhood's cash management debit account. Thanks again for watching my videos. Until next time, make money with Mike.